Okay, really excited about our first trip into the world of video games and gaming here on Love Your Channel. Now, you may have noticed that there are a few channels on YouTube dedicated to gaming and talking about gaming and commentary about gaming and the gaming industry. But there is always room for one more, especially when it combines attitude and personality with a legit talent for informed criticism and original insights and industry analysis and more. And that's exactly what my guest today delivers on her channel. She goes by the name of Guhi. And yes, we will be getting an explanation on that. Don't worry, just a minute. And she's joining me today to talk about video games and gaming channels and using YouTube to share her passion for gaming with the world. And so before we go any further, let's say hello to Guhi. Thanks for joining me on Love Your Channel.
Hello, thank you so much. That was a wonderful introduction. I feel so honored to be here and to be a guest in this wonderful channel, which, by the way, fantastic idea of a channel. I think this is such a unique way to get to know people and to kind of share other creators that you find interesting yourself with the world. So thank you so much for having me on here.
Wow. Okay. Did the transfer go through, Guhi? You got my money then, right? You're good, right? Because $10 is $10, right? So there you go.
Yeah,
Thanks for
$10. Actually, we're gonna increase our rates now.
All right, we'll talk about it. I'm open to negotiation, no problem at all. Okay, so everybody gets the first question here on Love Your Channel. Let's say you meet somebody who knows nothing about your channel. They ask you what it's all about. How do you answer?
Am I allowed to curse? I should have asked before.
Hell yes.
Okay, no bullshit, just straightforward what my thoughts are on the latest games releasing. So I usually like to put a little spin on it so that I make it a little bit more interesting. For example, if I'm talking about a game that just came out, the Arc Raiders, I didn't want to just make a video on Arc Raiders because that's what everybody's going to be doing. I wanted to have a comparison or have my thoughts on why this is the game that got me into extraction shooters versus when other extraction shooters have never successfully grabbed my attention. So that's what I do. I like to put a little spin, a little interest, and a little topic on top of all of the games that release. And like I said, no bullshit, just straightforward, my thoughts from here to the camera.
You know, I haven't looked into this, and maybe you know something about this. I haven't looked into this, but I wonder what the YouTube rules say about describing your channel as the no bullshit channel in your official descriptions. Is that a thing or not? What do you think?
I'm sure I could put maybe no BS. I think my description right now, I haven't seen it in so long, but I'm pretty sure it's just creator, gamer, full-time goof, which I feel like really encompasses my personality. But I might put in no BS commentary as well.
I think you might be able to get away with the like BULLSH asterisk T or exclamation
Probably.
point. Maybe let's look into that actually. Okay, let me write that down for my to-do list here, Guhi. I already have homework here. I'm going to look into that for next time. Okay, I'm good.
So it's already hot waters with the cursing a little bit. So it's just one of those things that I have to kind of deal with.
Like I said in the intro, attitude and personality. And for a lot of us, myself included, that's just part of the program. I'm with you. I'm on team foul language myself. And so
thank you.
All good. All good. Okay, let's clarify the name situation here. Guhi. What's the story? I have to say I've never met anyone named or even nicknamed Guhi. So what's that all about?
So when I was around 11 or 12, I had made my first Xbox account. And the funny story, I actually had to make it twice because the first time I didn't lie about my age. And so I had parental restrictions on it. And I decided to use another, email account and lie about my age at that point. I don't think I could get in trouble for that now. But I went in and was putting Halo Lover or Sniper or, shooter, whatever I could think of. And none of it was giving me any original results. It would give me feedback like, oh, that's taken, but you can do Halo Lover 5.4, 5.7, some numbers. And I didn't want any numbers. I didn't want 500 X's and O's and whatever. So I came up with something that I thought would be original, a mumble jumble of words and letters that would be not taken. And the reason it's pronounced he instead of hi, because a lot of people will look at it and say, oh, Guhi, is because my first language is Spanish. And so that's how you would pronounce it in Spanish. Even though it's not really a word, the H-I would be pronounced E. So it's Guhi. I guess I could have put two E's instead, but it wouldn't. I never thought to change it. It's been my gamer tag since then, and I have carried it on into my content as well.
You know, I think the statute of limitations has run out on your attempted evasion of the Xbox age rules there. So I think you're in the clear. I think you're good.
I should be. I hope so. Next thing
your
you
record
know,
is clear. Yeah.
I log in and it's banned.
And it's also funny that the next person who tries to become Guhi will get a suggestion that says, maybe you want to be Guhi 479QX13 or something like that.
Exactly.
Okay, Guhi, I think I want to get to know something more about you here. And so for these next few questions,
okay,
we're going to go rapid fire.
Okay, I like it.
So I just need a short or a kind of a short answer so we can cover a lot of ground quickly. Okay.
I love that. Yeah.
Now, for many of these questions, they're like a either or, like a this or that.
Okay.
And so I'm asking you to don't chicken out and take the middle ground here. I'm asking you to pick a side and own it. Okay.
Gotcha. Easy.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So Guhi, are you ready for rapid fire?
I'm ready for rapid fire.
Let's do it. Single player story or multiplayer chaos?
You didn't tell me it was going to be this difficult. Multiplayer chaos.
Okay. Snipers on a multiplayer map. Don't hate the player, hate the game, or no, hate the player?
Most of the time, hate the player, so I'm going to stick to that one.
Yeah. Snipers are the lowest form of humanity. Let's just be honest.
Listen, if you're going to be sniping, you better be running around doing something. Don't just be sitting there. That's what bothers me.
It's the camping thing that
the camping,
yes, drives me nuts.
Yes.
A game franchise right now that should be brought back from the dead ASAP.
Prince of Persia: The Sands of Time, because that was supposed to get a remake, and the remake was just canceled by Ubisoft. Mm-hmm. Fuck Ubisoft.
Mm. Yeah, Ubisoft does anybody like Ubisoft? It's like the most hated company on the planet.
I'd be surprised if I found a Ubisoft lover.
Yeah, there's such a thing as a Ubisoft fanboy. I don't think so.
I don't think so, maybe.
All right, your go-to snacks and drinks to keep you going through extended gaming sessions.
I don't snack much anymore because I've been trying to clean up my diet, but back in the day it was hot Cheetos, the extra, extra hot, and my drink, to which I still drink to this day, is Arizona tea. I need some sponsorships. Combo. Oh, look at this. I have a koozie that's Arizona.
Hey, Arizona people.
Blur it out, though. They're not paying me for this.
Not yet. I want 10%, Guhi, but we'll talk about it later. More likely to rage quit or cause someone to rage quit?
Cause someone to rage quit.
Oh,
me?
That's you, huh?
Personally?
Okay.
Me? Okay. Yeah, 100%. Yeah. I love rage baiting.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. Not a rage quitter yourself? No?
No. I'm not going to say I've never done it, but I'm too stubborn to rage quit a lot of times. I will continue to suffer through whatever I'm going through, but if I'm in a game with someone, I talk mad shit, man.
Physical games or digital library?
Physical games or digital library. So yeah. I would love to say I continue on the physical journey. I have a shelf full of a bunch of physical games, but unfortunately with PC gaming and with the fact that the PS5 that I got was a lot cheaper for digital, I've gone into digital gaming. But I'm going to stick with physical because I love seeing the games physically. I love opening the box. I love seeing the cover art. That's still a very, very precious thing to me that I've grown up with. So I'm going to go physical.
Yeah, I'm not surprised that anybody who tried to hack into Xbox at the age of 11 is old school. So that I like it. I like it.
Yeah.
$70 games, totally fair for a good game or totally a ripoff?
These are great. I got to give it to you, man. These are really, really good rapid fires. I'm going to go with a ripoff because I've played many games, especially in 2025, that came out that I thought were wonderful, fully developed experiences that were not the $70 price tag.
So you have some interesting bits of decoration in your background there. I noticed they seem to change, like some things come and go. But tell us something that you can see from where you're sitting that we can't see.
My Batman statue. Would you like to see it?
Sure, obviously.
It, uh, so I'm a huge fan of the I'm gonna say that again because I feel like it was cut off. So I'm a huge fan of the Batman Arkham games, and this one was a pre-order that came with the Batman Arkham Knight game, which wasn't my favorite. I gotta say, it felt more like a tank simulator than a Batman game. And the
And I
story
see
was a little
it matches your chair decoration as well. So I imagine you have other Batman stuff going on there as well somewhere, yeah?
too much Batman stuff. I could sit here all
Too much.
day and display all of my Batman stuff. Yeah, so I got into Batman because of the Arkham games and just kind of fell in love with the lore. I'm not huge on just DC. I would just say I'm more of a Batman and Gotham City type of fan. But yeah, that's 90% of my decoration is Batman.
Last question in rapid fire, and go anywhere you want on this one. The gaming achievement, and that can be like, like I don't know, like in the sense of a console achievement, like the unlock,
Mhm.
or high score, or a boss battle, whatever. The gaming achievement you're most proud of.
Beating the consort of Radon in the DLC before it was nerfed on the Elden Ring DLC.
Wow. Okay. It was not just because it was just so hardcore, or what?
It took me 18 hours of gameplay, and the only reason I know is because I was live streaming it. So that was one of the most satisfying moments of my life when I finally beat it. I think I just, it was like all this built up rage, anger just flying away from my body and leaving my soul to let me rest in peace. Finally, it was just one of those moments, man. The reason why I like Souls games is because they nothing else quite gets you that sense of release and accomplishment like beating a hard boss like that.
You know what, Guhi, if you don't mind, since you've said that, I'm gonna share my achievement with you.
Yes,
Actually,
please.
the one I'm most proud of. And again, what you just said reminded me of this, took me
Mhm.
back. This is PlayStation 2 era. So I
Okay.
don't know if you know this game. It was Def Jam Fight for New York.
I'm not
Ever
familiar
played the
with
Def
it.
Jam games? Okay, so this
No.
is it's a fighter. It's a straight up fighter. Great
Okay.
game. Again,
Okay.
PlayStation 2. And it's a crossover with the world of hip hop and rap. And so a lot of real life rappers were in the game, playable.
Oh, no shit. That's
And
awesome.
the final boss is Snoop Dogg.
No way.
And he beat my ass, I think, roughly 100,000 times in a row.
Yeah.
And the final move, the finishing move, when you lost him, as I did 100,000 times, he would throw you through a window. You're in like a high story in a building. He would throw you out the window. You would crash on the ground, obviously. He would come to the window, look down at you, and call you a bitch or something like that. And that was it.
It's engraved in your head, I can tell.
It's here. And that was the only time I actually broke a controller. You ever broke a controller? That's the only time I ever broke a controller. No?
I've broken a physical disc before, never a controller.
Wow.
Yeah,
Right.
I took it out and I just snapped it right in half. Never played Gears of War 3 again.
I felt so much better. I broke the controller and I did you feel better after you broke the disc? I mean, did it give you some
no.
relief?
As you see, for me, I grew up broke as shit, like poor as a dog. That doesn't work. He's one of those things, a street dog. So getting a game for me was very difficult. And so when I broke it, my parents were very
immediate regret. Okay.
Immediate regret for me. Yeah. One of those things. But maybe nowadays it would be nice to just I need a little punching bag or something at my desk. Cause I do rage. I do have the emotional stance of a toddler when it comes to gaming.
All right. Well, on that note, Guhi, congratulations. You have completed Rapid Fire. Well done.
Let's go. Did I pass?
You passed with flying colors. Absolutely, you did. Sure you did.
That's fun.
Quick
Thank
reminder
you.
before we continue that Love Your Channel is available as a podcast as well. An audio-only version is available on Spotify, on Apple Podcast, and Amazon Music. And if you're more of the reading type, and I know you're out there somewhere, we have a Substack as well, where you can find text versions of all the interviews that I do, including my conversation here with Guhi. So check out our Substack if you're looking for tips and advice from YouTubers on how you can start or grow your own channel. All links in the description below, of course. Okay, Guhi. let's turn to your channel here, and I want to start by asking about being in the gaming genre. As I mentioned earlier, kind of jokingly, there are lots of channels in gaming, but that's because there's enough demand out there to support lots of channels, right?
I would agree
And
with that.
so on one hand, I kind of think it doesn't matter how many channels are out there. I mean, if you can connect with an audience that likes your style, your presentation, your commentary, you can absolutely build a channel.
Hmm.
On the other hand, on the other hand, YouTube can only recommend so many videos at once and provide so many search results. And so this is a too long introduction to my question, which is, what are your general thoughts on the gaming genre on YouTube and opportunities to build an audience in the gaming space?
That's a great question. So oversaturation is a thing that people talk about all the time in the gaming space. You think back when I was watching YouTube and I wasn't a creator yet, I was watching PewDiePie, I was watching Jacksepticeye, and even then, I feel like it was really limited to what you were exposed to on YouTube. You know, the guys that came up at that time, it was a completely different space in YouTube. But the guys that came up at that time had a lot less competition than what we see now. And even then, I feel like it was oversaturated. With that being said, that's not to say to discourage, right? But I do feel like even if you're doing a topic, no matter the topic that you feel is oversaturated on YouTube, you have to have your own identity. And that's what took me a very, very long time on YouTube to find. Was I was grasping at straws at one point with my channel. I knew I wanted to present my personality and I wanted people to watch my channel for me, essentially, not just for the games, because it everybody has their go-tos already, almost. You know, you have, oh, I want to see a review of this game, I'm going to watch so and so, or I want to see, gameplay, I want to watch so and so. So these established channels, they almost have a leg up because they have those audiences that already have them as their go-to. So how do you establish yourself as a creator in a space where um you have to kind of make your own mark and identity by showcasing something that people haven't seen before, and that's you. I had a friend of mine that told me the best piece of advice that I've ever heard, because I was getting a little discouraged. I've been on YouTube for longer than people think I have, and I'm still, thankfully, I've been growing, and I would say I'm up in the medium-sized channels now, but it took me a very long time to catch any traction, and I was getting very discouraged. And he said, everything's been done and everything's been said, but it hasn't been done and been said by you. And that took me kind of by surprise, because he didn't necessarily mean anything by it. He wasn't trying to be philosophical and he wasn't trying to be deep about it, but I took it as a very philosophical and deep thing that he said, because it's true. You have to be able to showcase yourself. If you're going to be a creator, you have to be able to showcase that uniqueness. And the only way to do that is by showcasing something only you can do, which is being yourself. So I hope that's a very long-winded answer for your question. But yes, I think there is a lot of room for people to showcase who they are. But it is very difficult to do so because it is a very oversaturated space.
Yeah, I agree. Once you've settled on your content angle, I think after that, the most important thing is your personality and connecting with your audience. Because, I mean, we've both seen channels that are very well produced and polished, but they're kind of boring and soulless. And I think that the temptation is to put an overemphasis on the production value, thinking that'll
Hmm.
make up for the lack of like authenticity. And it doesn't. It really doesn't.
Right, right. I agree.
Well,
And you see a lot of AI out there too
it's
now,
horrible.
which unfortunately has a lot of production value and quality, but it's just, it's quality at that point. I wouldn't even say it's quality. I would say it's quantity over quality. They have the leg up because they can be a lot more consistent. It's stealing, ideas and thoughts from other people and putting it into one video and throwing it out. And you can do that a billion times over, but you lose out on that personality and that quality, which I don't think can be replicated by anybody else but you.
Before we continue, let me say a quick word about Riverside, the platform I use to arrange interviews, edit everything, and more. Riverside is an all-in-one platform that lets you record, edit, live stream, host webinars, and basically do everything you need as a creator. It offers tons of advanced features, but in my experience, the best part has been how easy it is to get started and produce videos. If you want to get hands-on and be in charge of every detail, Riverside gives you the tools you need to do it. If you want to put everything on autopilot and let their amazing AI-powered tools do all the heavy lifting, you can do that too. It's up to you. And I have to mention their amazing support team, which has answered me quickly every time I messed up or couldn't find a button that turned out to be right in front of me. So if you're looking to get started or start over with the perfect platform to record and connect with others, check out Riverside. I think a lot of creators in the gaming space feel that they need to focus on the latest games and titles to get views. It's all about, the algorithm favors that. What's new, what's hot, what's now, basically.
Yes.
But I noticed on your channel, you go to a lot of, dead games, basically, a lot of old school stuff to try to bring it back. How do you balance kind of chasing the algorithm with your genuine interest in what you really want to talk about?
By doing, I mentioned it a little bit earlier, where I'll bring up topics that I, like you said, genuinely have a lot of interest in and passion about and talk about. I bring up those topics while also introducing them and comparing them to the newer games. So if I want to talk about, let's just talk about we'll call it a dead game, right? One of my favorite games is Bloodborne. I don't necessarily think that that's a dead game, because for some reason people love watching Bloodborne content to this day, as long as it's been out or whatever, and people are looking for that second one. But we'll just say that one, if I want to talk about Bloodborne, I would talk about a newer Souls-like that's coming out. For example, Code Vein 2 is coming out, and find a way to inject what I want to say about Bloodborne in the newer content. That way, on the title and on the thumbnail, the quote unquote clickbait is going to be that new stuff, but I still get to say what I want to say. And I find people out there that want to listen to that stuff as well and are interested in that stuff.
I think the production level in your videos it's the sweet spot. It's just right. It's not overbearing, but it adds something to the experience, and it's very cleverly done. Lots of examples of that. And your videos are also very information dense, I would describe it. Like, there's a lot of facts in there.
Mm.
In an era of like low effort reaction content, why did you choose this path of like higher effort editing? And does the return on this investment kind of show up in your analytics? What can you tell us about that?
I think the editing and the production quality of my videos is very personal to me. I want to make videos that I personally would watch. If I clicked on a video of mine and it was, low effort, or it just, it was me reading and I have no personality, no nothing, whatever it may be, and I personally would not watch that video fully through and through, I don't want to make it. So that's a big part of why I do what I do. And I continue to try to find new ways to make my videos interesting and fun to edit, because I also get bored when editing, I'll be like, oh, I've done this before, so let me try something new, and I'm looking up on YouTube how to edit this way or do that and do this. And that's how I've taught myself and learned how to do all of this. So that's a big reason. Does it pay out? Not always. I feel the topic and the thumbnail and title pay out the most out of any other thing that I've tried with my videos. And sometimes I'll edit a video for 2-3 days, in a row, and I put a lot of editing into it. I'm very proud of it. I'll put it out and it'll flop. And then I'll do the next one and I'm a little discouraged, so I'm not going to spend that much time editing. I'm just going to do easy transitions, this and that. And because of the topic or whatever, it'll skyrocket. So unfortunately, I can't say that it has that huge of a return. I feel like it is a diminishing return, but that doesn't mean that I want to stop doing it. And that doesn't mean that I want to continue to increase the quality of my videos, because, like I said, it has to be something that I would watch myself and that I would enjoy myself. And that production quality is very important to me.
Yeah. So when you see like 100 other channels making some variation of, what happened to Assassin's Creed or something like that,
Mm-hmm.
how do you, when you're thinking about, if you wanted to cover kind of the same territory, when you're thinking about your approach and your script, how do you avoid just repeating what everybody else said?
I don't get my ideas from YouTube. My ideas come from the top of the dome. So if I'm seeing a lot of, how to, and I watch YouTube myself. I'm as much of a YouTube addict as I am a creator. But when I'm looking to do a new video, the first thing that I look at is what games are coming out. Okay, now I'm going to play the game. As I play the game, I take little notes. So I have a little notepad open either on my computer or literally physically. And I jot down ideas of how I'm feeling in certain moments of the game so that I can put it into my video. When I go into the research stage happens after I already have my mind set up on what I want to say about the game. The research stage is more for the informational portion that you said that is present in the videos. And I feel like it's important to have that research because it gives me an unbiased portion. So I'm yapping and I'm saying it's great or it's trash, whatever it is. But I also have that unbiased portion where people can either agree or disagree with what I'm saying and then get something out of it on top of that. And that's why I feel like I don't necessarily have that worry that I'm going to be either copying somebody or taking too much inspiration. And during the research stage, sometimes I do get inspiration and I'm like, oh yeah, I do agree with that. And I want to say that in my video, but I always credit the video that I got the inspiration from. I'll say, hey, so I was watching this and it was 5 hours long and I watched the whole thing, but here's my gist of it. Here's what I got out of it. And I'll credit the video, put it in the description and show it on the screen and stuff like that. So that's how I get around not being a plagiarism person.
Well, take us to the timeline involved here. I mean, from ideation to research to scripting and filming and editing, how much time are you putting into these videos that we see on your channel?
Ideation takes about a day, and that's just because an idea will pop up and I'll start, brainstorming. And I don't like to sit down and try to get it done because I feel like that's putting too much pressure on me. And then it's not genuine things that I'm trying to put together for the video. It's just like, oh, I have to come up with something. No, I come up with the idea. And then throughout the day, when I think of things for that idea, jot them down, blah, blah, blah. I already know it's easier because I already know what game I'm going to be talking about. So then I can just kind of put it off until I start playing the games, what I'm trying to write down and stuff like that. So that takes about a day. Then obviously the timeline completely changes depending on the type of game that I'm playing. If it's a multiplayer game, I like to play it for about a week before I say anything about it. If it's a story game, I have to beat it. So it could take up to 100 hours or so. You know what I mean? However long the game is. And then once the actual scripting comes along, it takes me about a day to write a script. And that I do sit down and work on. And then I give myself a break to come back to it and start adding jokes and whatever I can think of to add to it or subtract to it. If I'm like, okay, no, that reads too long. So I subtract because I'm a yapper. I don't know if you could tell.
Oh, I've noticed.
I could talk.
Not here, but watching your videos, I've noticed.
Yeah,
I mean that in a good way.
I'm huge on kind of spewing ideas, so I definitely have to cut all that out. So scripting takes me about a day.
Let me interrupt you there, Guhi. Let me interrupt you for a
Sure.
second on scripting because, and you tell me if this is giving away the secret sauce.
No, you're fine.
Because
I'm not a gatekeeper.
your humor is great. Your jokes are right on. A lot of, there are a lot of LOL moments in your videos for sure. How much of that is just, Guhi spontaneity shining through, and how much of that is careful scripting?
About 50-50. I definitely go off script a lot when I'm talking. So I'll look at the script for however long I need, and I look at the camera, and then I'm talking. If you see me say a funny on camera, it's probably off the cuff. If you hear me say a funny off camera while I'm reading it, it's probably written prior to that. And even when, sometimes I'll be doing my filming portion and I'll think of something and I'll have to write it down because, I have to go back and say it or whatever it is. But it's not set in stone. Nothing is ever set in stone with my videos, even with the editing portion. Everything changes. Sometimes I even go back and re-record certain things because I want to add or subtract something. So it definitely takes a long time. Yeah.
Yeah. Few people are that good. They can do it, spontaneously and perfectly and in one take. Not all of us can do that. So
definitely a lot of takes.
Sometimes
definitely a lot of takes. Don't give me that much credit.
So I interrupted you in the scripting process. Was there something else you wanted to say about the filming and editing process?
So filming and editing, just to keep it short, does the filming 45 minutes or to an hour, depending on what I'm doing, if I'm changing a lot or whatever. And then editing does take me 2 days, about 10 to 14 hours. I can do it in one day if I'm feeling frisky and I want to get it done, but definitely it takes me a long time. The editing takes me the longest.
So tell us something about your tech stack, the hardware and software that makes it all happen.
Oh boy, there's a lot going on in this room. Like I said, I've been doing this for a long time, so I've been able to get my equipment up to par, and I've been saving for a while. And I was whatever. So I have 2 monitors going on. One that's really nice, one that's kind of cheapo. I got my Stream Deck, sorry, my Go XLR. I got an audio interface. I've got 2 microphones, the one you see here, and the other, sure, mic, I forget which one that one is, that I do for like members only or just chill, laid back videos. My camera is a Canon EOS T8i, and I got that one specifically because it has the clear HDMI DSLR, which connects to a Cam Link, which connects to my streaming PC or my video PC, which is the one that I'm on right now. And then all of that connects to a video capture card for my gaming PC, which is where I get all of the gaming footage and stuff like that, which is running pretty beefy right now. I just upgraded to a 5090, and it's got a 70 or 9800 X3D, something like that. I forget, but it's beefy. It's a beefy hoe.
So you got some power under the hood there is basically the idea, huh?
Yeah. The stream PC, she's old, crusty, and dusty, but she works for what she needs to. It's the gaming PC that I was worried about. That's where I do my editing as well, so it had to be beefy.
When it comes to editing and just the whole process, being efficient and getting things done, did you go through like a learning curve? I mean, are you much better at this than you were before? I mean, how much
Oh yeah.
faster can you do it now than say a year ago, 2 years ago?
Oh yeah. That every morning for about a year, I would watch a different editing tips video. Um, Even to this day, I'll do it occasionally, but for about a year, I really wanted to get my editing down because I've been doing it my whole life. Even when I was a kid, I used to edit on iMovie or whatever it was that I had available to me. Then I upgraded to the Premiere Pro, which is what I use now, and I do the little tutorials. Every opportunity that I get to learn something about editing, I will do it. Thankfully, now I'm at a point where I feel like I'm good. I don't need to be seeking out as much information about it as I can, but sometimes I'll think of an edit and I don't know how to do it, so I'll put it into the YouTube search in the weirdest way possible, and somehow, some way, somebody's done a video on it, so I'll learn new things every single day. But yeah, definitely a lot faster. Back then, it would take me a week to edit something that I can do in 2 days now.
No, well done, well done. I look at your stuff today, and I think for me, you're in that area where I'm kind of not sure. Does she do this herself, or is there is there somebody on the team? I don't know. So it's really well done. So congratulations on that. Do you look back at your older stuff maybe and cringe a little, or is just the way it is?
Oh yeah. I mean, I'm never going to be mad about where I started. Everybody's got to start somewhere. But definitely, I think the biggest upgrade, and this is a great piece of advice for really anybody that's beginning a channel, is the best upgrade you can give yourself is your audio. Video, yeah, I mean, it could be a little grainy, it could be this, it could be that, but your audio is going to be the big heavy hitter on the upgrades that you can do, because a lot of people will have YouTube on in the background and they don't want to listen to something that's either too low or too grainy or, bad quality. Like, that is the most important thing you can do with your content is upgrade your audio.
I want to ask about something that you mentioned earlier, going back to your earliest, I mean, the earliest days. 4 years ago, you started your channel, actually. Like you said, you've been
Yeah.
around for longer than people think. Going back to
Hmm.
your earliest days, I see that it did take you some time to get your numbers up to a level that would maybe give you some encouragement and kind of tell you that, YouTube knows that you're there and that,
Hmm.
that you're trying your best and you're trying to break through. Did you ever struggle with kind of a burnout?
I wouldn't call it a burnout. I would say it was more disappointment. Um, because you start seeing a little bit of growth, and then it was almost like I was taking one step forward and two steps back sometimes. And at one point in my channel, I started seeing growth, and I took two people on to be a part of the YouTube channel. Not as just editing, but as my team to try to get more videos out. That was my thought process behind it. I have two buddies that are both veterans like myself that had the time and the know-how of the video games and the want to try to create something. But what ended up happening with that is we were all trying to do videos, but everyone had their own style. So we didn't really mesh well together when it came to content. So I would put out my usual, funny, outgoing, over the top, whatever I'm doing. And then my buddy would put out the more ASMR, very, speculatory. And he had his own style of way of doing things. And same with my third buddy. So they ended up getting jobs. So I didn't have to tell them to fuck off, basically. But as soon as they went their separate ways and I started running the channel on my own again, I said, okay, I'm not going to keep doing random videos, this and that. I have to find one format of videos, and I'm going to continue to do that. And ever since I did that, I found my own identity. And that's when my self-encouragement went up because I started seeing results from it.
Sounds like it was a classic too many chefs in the kitchen situation.
Definitely 100%. That's the best way to describe it. And even they joke around. We're still really good friends, and they'll say, you dropped that dead weight, you're finally getting somewhere. But without that growth, I will say I wouldn't have found what I really wanted to do with the channel. And without them, I probably would have quit because I was getting to a point where I was like, okay, I'm not growing. I think it's the consistency. I can't get enough videos out. So you guys come in with me, and they helped me continue that momentum, I guess, of okay, we got this. It doesn't matter if it didn't work. Let's try something else. Let's try this. Let's try that. So having that definitely helped me. And then when I dropped the dead weight, quote unquote, I started seeing the results. So I didn't need that anymore. And I had another way of encouragement, which was, I guess, numbers.
You mentioned the one step forward, two steps back situation, and I'm looking at your history here, and I can see situations where you had a video that kind of a breakthrough, like outperformed everything up to that point, and you say, okay, this is it, onward and upward, and then the next week or in the next month or so, it goes right back down, as if the algorithm, returned to hating your guts, after loving you for a week or so. That's got to be do we have a word? What's the word for the combination between depressing and frustrating and disappointing and just, where
just a hit to the gut. It just hits you in the gut. Yeah. Yeah, for sure. And
it's
my advice for that is,
I thought we were friends, YouTube. I thought we were getting along, and now this. I mean, what happened?
Well, that's why I said it has to be. People have to watch you for you. I think that was the biggest thing, man. Aside from, and I'll say, because I want to kind of inflate my ego and say, yeah, people started watching me for me, and not just for the games and stuff like that. People do have to watch you for you, but on top of that, I think my thumbnails and my titles increased exponentially. I kind of got out of my own head and really sat down and understood
subject, Guhi,
that.
Since you brought it up, let me interrupt you now on the subject of titles and thumbnails, because I was going to ask about that, but now's a good time. Again, looking at your history here, I can see about 3, maybe 4 iterations. It looks like a growth pattern, a transition where you said, I want to try something different. I'm talking about your thumbnails here. I see 3 or 4 stages.
Yeah.
I would say your current iteration looks like the best one, but tell me something about that process. I mean, why the changes, and was it just time for something new, or this isn't working, or I have a different approach to this, or how did this happen?
One of my biggest issues, and this was while I was working with my partners. A lot of videos of my partners I actually took down, so I didn't have to worry about what they were making and how much to pay them and stuff like that. So there was a lot of probably thumbnails that are missing from that. But my biggest issue was not being able to listen to feedback. So I over-cluttered my thumbnails, and when they were small or when they're being looked at in a phone, you couldn't read anything. You couldn't see anything. There's too much going on. I wouldn't click on that. Now, now knowing what I know, And I would be told that, and I was like, no, I need to include this. This needs to be in there. I was very stubborn about it. But that changed a little bit when I had my partners. And the biggest thing I kept hearing, because I was watching a lot of YouTube videos on how to grow, how to do thumbnails, how to do this, how to do that. And one of the things I heard was to create your own identity. So a lot of it, we tried a border, which, would say, okay, if I see that border, that's Goo's channel, I'm going to click on it type of thing. That was my thought process. At one point, I thought YouTube hated my face. So I took my face off of it and would just include the games. And then I just decided my best identity, while still keeping it clean as possible without too much clutter, is my face and whatever's going on in the video, in the game that is happening in the video. And I try to keep it clean, and I try to get expressions. That's one thing I noticed. So I'll give you that. Yeah, expressions are huge. People love to click on confusion or shock or awe or whatever it is. I do that, and I find the video game characters. I'll scroll through all of the things, or I try to get them myself, and I'll find the video game characters doing the expressions. So huge tip there. Hopefully that helps a couple people out, because that has made the biggest difference in my thumbnail.
And just a quick word about your titles. Again, you can see your personality shining through. This is Guhi talking here.
Mm-hmm.
Let's give 4 quick examples that illustrate my point here. The real reason skate sucks.
Yeah.
You suck at this game.
Yeah.
The real reason why this game sucks.
Yeah.
And this game sucks in a good way. So there's a theme here, but it's just it's a good compliment to your thumb. It's just a really good combination. Again, the current iteration. Yeah, no question there, Guhi. More of an observation, but just run with it.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, the biggest thing I could say about that is I stopped being afraid to piss people off. So I'm gonna say what I'm gonna say about the game, and if you don't like it, you can come in and get mad and throw your little fist and do whatever. But that's engagement, And I'm not lying. I never lie in my thumbnails and my titles. I just say what I mean, and sometimes it's leaving a little mystery. Maybe sometimes you got to click to understand what I'm trying to say. I think that's huge. I think that's important, to not lie, but to definitely leave that mystery or that rage bait, I guess.
So, Guhi, I'm just curious, big picture here, just as a creator. Like you said earlier, sometimes YouTube likes you, sometimes it doesn't. The reasons why are mysterious, even more frustrating, but you keep coming back. 4 years into your channel, I think you're just over 100 videos now, 110, something like that. You obviously like what you're doing. You've invested in all that kick-ass gear in your room there, so you're committed into the long term here.
Oh yeah.
Let me ask, what keeps you coming back, apart from any financial considerations? What keeps you coming back as a creator?
I can't not do this. It's a passion of mine. Not just video games. Obviously, video games. That's what I chose to talk about. I have a lot of my entire life pretty much revolves around them now. But I've always wanted to create. I've always, like, even as a kid, I would film. I would, edit videos. I would make my friends participate in short films that I would want to script out and act in and stuff like that. So I've always had a passion for it. I don't think I'll ever not do it, even if my videos, for some reason, knock on wood for the algorithm, stop doing well and they start going downhill and stuff. I'm never going to stop sharing, because it's my way to have a voice in the community I've been part of my entire life. And I think that's so important, at least to me, to have that voice and to have those discussions and to find like-minded people out there that enjoy whatever it is that I'm doing.
Okay, let's bring it to a close with a couple of bits of advice or maybe tips for people just trying to start up their own channel, grow a channel. What can you tell them that might help them out?
I've found that the algorithm likes to push out videos that are more than 10 minutes long. That's not confirmed, especially if you're a partner, because you can put mid-roll ads. I'm assuming that's why the algorithm wants to push out those videos more, so that they get more revenue. So that's a good tidbit. Again, not super confirmed or, I wasn't told by a YouTube executive this or anything. I've just noticed from my own content, from the uploads that I've been doing, that 10-minute videos, 10 minutes or more videos do better than not. Titles, don't be afraid to piss people off. Try to be creative, try to be clever about it, and give it a day or two. Come up with your title early in your video making process. So by the end of your video making process, you can look at it and be like, would I click on that legitimately without thinking, oh, I wrote this, so of course I would? No, like genuinely look at it and be like, would I click on that title? And same with your thumbnails. Don't over clutter it. Make it meaningful. Don't say exactly what you said on your title and your thumbnail. I've seen that happen before where people would be like, 100%, good luck on this if you do this in the game. And in the thumbnail, it says the exact same thing. Don't repeat yourself. And just keep at it. Keep your head. Make videos that not only please the algorithm, but please you. I think that is where a lot of people get lost in trying to please the algorithm. They start making things that don't make them happy. And I think it would be super easy to quit if I was making videos that didn't make me happy. So, if I'm making videos that make me happy and maybe they're not working with the algorithm, let's try to do this. Let's try to do that. Keep tweaking it. That's what kept me going. So I think that's a good piece of advice to give other people as well.
Right. So it goes without saying at this point that if you're into gaming, you have to check out Guhi. If you want to learn why you suck at a particular game, you have to check out Guhi. And if you want what is really a legitimately unique take on gaming in what is a crowded field, you definitely need to check out Guhi. Link in the description below, of course. Guhi, thanks so much for joining us here on Love Your Channel. And before I let you go, I'm going to make you promise to come back when you hit 50,000 subscribers to tell us how you did it.
I got you.
All right. Thanks again, everybody, for watching. That's it for this time. Remember, links to the podcast in the description below, links to our Substack in the description below, links to Guhi's channel in the description below. And again, thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time on Love Your Channel.
Thank you. Thank you so much for having me.